Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field, where today, welcome in, everybody, to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field as we get ready for Roseburg. We've got Roseburg Baseball coming up for you here this afternoon as the Indians get ready to start out their season here at Champion Car Wash Field, taking on the Ida B. Wells Guardians. I'm Joey Keeran. Great to be with you, everybody. We are excited to get this season of high school baseball underway. Roseburg coming in after a run to the first round of the state playoffs last year that ended in some disappointment on a controversial call up in Portland. The Indians now look to try and see if they can, build something here going into this season. And boy, do they got a team that is loaded with some talent on this year's squad, a number of new pieces, and we'll get a chance to hear more about that with head coach Troy Thompson in just a few, but plenty of old faces that'll look to try and lead the way here in 2025. The season getting started a little later than anticipated for both these clubs, at least for Roseburg, I should say. The Indians, a bit of a delayed start to them because of a rainout earlier in the week, but now they finally, with the rains holding off for the most part here in Roseburg today, they're going to get the season started. Again, I'm Joey Keeran. Joining me in the booth here for the opening portion of today's ball game is Knight Jarecki. He's been calling Roseburg basketball during the winter sports season, and now we're transitioning here to the baseball diamond, and Knight will be doing games throughout this year as well, so wanted to welcome him in. He's going to be doing PA for us here at the ballpark today, but Knight, looking forward to this season of Roseburg baseball as the Indians get ready to try and set the tone early against the Ida B. Wells Guardians.
Looking forward to it as well. Thank you, Joey, for having me on. Looking forward to being a part of this team this season. And like you mentioned, a lot of returners for Roseburg this season. If you look at the returning players from last year, Jake Johnson, he's back. Second team all-conference player a year ago. He's going to be a big piece for this team this season, especially on the mound. He's going to get the start today. Huge piece for Roseburg. You also bring back Paxton Burke. Really had a good summer with the Doc Stewarts. Honorable mention player a year ago in the league for Paxton Burke. So he comes back. Dane St. Clair, first team all-league selection last year. He comes back for another season, the senior. He's going to be a staple out in the outfield. Big addition in a couple of Robbins as well. You have Luke Robbins and Cal Robbins, both transferring over from Douglas High School. Cal was first team Far West League last season. Luke was second team Far West League last year, both of them coming over from Douglas. Luke, a returner, he was a senior this year. He's entering into his senior season. His freshman year, he was at Roseburg and then transferred to Douglas for the past 2 seasons. Cal, he's just a sophomore, spent his freshman season at Douglas last year and then comes over here to Roseburg for his sophomore season. So if you factor in the 3 returners from last year plus the 2 additions, you got 5 solid players that made All-League last season.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing how this all plays out for Roseburg this year. I think there's a lot to be excited about, a program that has consistently been one of the strong programs in the state, and they are going to get tested. They've got quite the non-conference schedule coming up next week, spring break. Instead of going on the road, the team will be staying here at home and hosting a lot of really good teams. Looking forward to seeing that. We've got a word with head coach Troy Thompson coming up here in a bit. Before we get to our first break, want to remind everybody we're here on the radio as well as streaming with our video online at 541radio.com, where you can watch Roseburg High Sports for free. Just search 1490 The Score. You'll find our account there. Hit the subscribe button and make sure that you are ready to go for our next broadcast of Roseburg High School Sports on our video stream there. Looking forward to it, Knight. Thanks so much for the time. I appreciate you stopping by before you head to the microphone for the PA. I do want to say a good afternoon to our fans that are out there listening. We know we've got them out there everywhere as far as LeGrand out in Eastern Oregon. To the Thompson family, we welcome you in as our regular viewers here. Always really enjoy having everybody tuning in and appreciate everybody joining us for the broadcast today. We've got more to go as we get through the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. We'll talk with head coach Troy Thompson when we come back here on the pregame show after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Back with more of our pregame here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Moments finally here. It is opening day for the Roseburg Indians. After a little bit of a false start with weather earlier in the week, we finally get a chance to get out to Champion Car Wash Field and get the season underway. And joining us is head coach Troy Thompson. Coach, great to see you again. I know you guys have been out here working hard trying to find some nice weather to be able to get out on the field. It's been an interesting start to the spring season here, but as you guys get ready for first pitch of the season, how are you feeling about the way a couple weeks of practices have gone for you guys?
Well, you're right on that. It's always interesting. You never know what you're going to get weather-wise, but fortunately, with the tremendous rain we had here in Douglas County earlier in the week, and the rain we've had since that time, and the luxury of having a field that's playable is certainly a nice feature to have. So we're very blessed to be able to play and have a chance to get on the field here at Legion Field with the turf. So we're lucky in that regard. And fortunately, we're able to get here today with Ida B. Wells coming in. Decided they wanted to make the trip down from Portland and originally scheduled for their place and were able to put it here, and they didn't have any issues coming down. So yeah, I'm glad they're able to do that. It's nice to have a chance to get a game in, and even better to get what was supposed to be an away game turns into a home game. So that's a good thing as well. So we'll take that. As far as the start of the year, we've had some good weather. We've had some days that we've been challenged with the rain and the wet, but our kids have done a good job and have come out every day, and we've been able to at least be around the field or in the field house in the cages or out on the field in the wet, and just kind of doing what you do when you're trying to get ready for a season. Feels like there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of pitches or a lot of pieces that have to come together, and hopefully as we're in the early part of the year here, we're going to see some of that in play here today.
Yeah, the putting the puzzle together at this point in the season, that's kind of the goal. I know wins are nice to have, but being able to kind of figure out who you got and where you're going to be able to rely on guys throughout the season is always a big part. I was kind of looking through it. You guys graduated a decent amount from last year, some guys that have been big parts of the program, as always. Mm-hmm. And now you got some guys that are back that you're going to be able to kind of know what those pieces have been for the last couple of years for you, and then a lot of new pieces. What the makeup of this year's team, kind of what are we looking at on new guys and the returning guys for you?
Right. Yeah. You always got to start with your returners, and fortunately for us in the game of baseball, they say strength up the middle is a key component. And we're, I think, in a good spot early on with some returners in those spots. They may not have been in those spots last year, but they played with us for at least a year or two, several of them. And we'll have Jake Johnson on the mound, and he'll play a corner infield position when he's not there. And then up the middle with Paxton Burke moving over to shortstop with the graduation of Brooks Avery. Paxton played second and caught for us some last year, but he moves to short. And then Caden Austin comes back for us at second base as well. And then we have Dane St. Clair back in center field. So those are kind of our key returners in those spots. And we have some players that saw some innings for us last year that will see some time as well. And a couple of newer names that have come to us from different places, and some younger players that are going to get an opportunity to get some time here today as well. So it'll be a mix and match with our lineup here, certainly today and going into next week, where we do have a nice stretch of 3 days and 4 games there all at home. So we're excited for that opportunity. And it looks like the weather's going to turn a little bit on those days, so that'll be nice too. So like I said, a lot of moving pieces to the puzzle here, and hopefully we can get on the field and give ourselves a chance to see them on the field against some very good competition.
You guys have always, it feels like for as long as I can remember, you've always had a nice stable of pitchers, and that's credit to this program for being able to develop those guys and have that talent coming through. Obviously, you got a nice top-end guy in Jake Johnson. I'm sure you're expecting a lot out of him going into his senior year, but did graduate in 2 big arms, in Brevin Harrison and Camden Hartzell that threw a lot of innings for you guys last year. Sure. How do you guys look to kind of fill out the rest of that rotation?
Well, that's just it. You got to find the guys that are going to fill those innings and eat those innings up, and with Jake on the mound, he'll certainly have an opportunity to do that. And with Dane St. Clair coming back, who saw some good innings for us last year and more of a reliever role, he'll get a chance to be on the mound a little more this year as well. And then there'll be some guys that'll have the chance here early to get on the mound at this level for the first time, and Riley Cheney and Danner Wirtz, freshman we have with us right now, first baseman pitcher. Those guys will get a chance, and we have some other arms that will see some opportunities as well, and Nick Ruiz, A.J. Black, and Fletcher Coleman, and a couple other guys that we'll try to set up for some relieving responsibilities as we move forward, and in Paxton Burke and Cal Robbins. So we do have some arms we need to see and would like to see, but it's going to, we got to get on the field and get those games going to have that opportunity.
You guys, I know catcher's always a big spot, and it seems like right now maybe you've got some flexibility, some wiggle room back there. Nothing's ever written in Sharpie on exactly, somebody being in a spot. You mentioned Burke got some time back there, but you guys have the addition of the Robbins brothers that both can play that position, and Amos, who's played back there some last year. How is it kind of for you as a coach to be able to have maybe some flexibility and some wiggle room on who you might be able to put back there?
Well, it's a good thing. Flexibility and options are always a good thing. So, yeah, behind the plate, it'll be, once again, kind of a work in progress as to who's going to solidify that spot. But starting with Luke Robbins there, comes back to us after being here his freshman year, and then back here his senior year, and he'll get a chance behind the plate. And like you said, younger brother Cal Robbins will spend time at a corner position or behind the plate, and maybe even some time on the mound. So that's nice to have those pieces that can play a lot of different pieces. Luke can also play in the infield as well. And Amos Bowers coming back as kind of a utility player that can play everywhere on the field, and certainly we'll see time behind the plate as well. So, yeah, to have catchers that have an option back there is a nice option to have for sure. Especially
when the weather does maybe get hot and those doubleheaders on a Saturday. It's nice to have some guys you can rely back there. Correct. As we finally get going here, kind of just game 1 of the season, what are kind of some of the expectations on what you want to see? I know obviously we mentioned winning's nice, but there's a lot of questions to try and start answering. And what do you want to see out of game 1 of the season here?
Well, we just need to be competitive. It's time to get on the field and play a game. It's time to see somebody in another uniform and that has played already. Ida B. Wells played earlier this week up in South Salem on Tuesday, I believe, and then played last night at Barlow. So they've got a couple games under their belt. So for us, we want to come out, we want to be competitive, we want to attack the strike zone when we're on the mound, and obviously, work fast and get ahead and have them put the ball in play and keep our defense active, obviously. But all the basic stuff we talk about through the years, Joey, we want to be able to kind of see that and put it in place here today. Aggressive offensively, pitches we can drive, let's drive, and the opportunity to get on base and extend innings and push for the extra 90 feet are things we've talked about extensively this winter. So to get a chance to come out and just see some live pitching and see somebody in a different uniform, like I said, will be a benefit for us. So kind of like I said, start of a nice stretch for us here on a Friday, come back on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with those 4 games in 3 days. So we're gonna get a lot here in the next few days, and hopefully we'll come out of that with some answers and some more questions probably. And hopefully be able to continue to move forward and continue to get better like we say we would like to do every time we play. We want to get a little better every time we practice or play. And today's certainly the first step in that process, being on the field with another team and having a chance to go against a good club and a good program in Ida B. Wells will be a benefit for us as the day plays out.
All right, Troy, I really appreciate the time here once again. Great to be back out here with you.
Thanks, Joey. Appreciate you having me here.
That is head coach Troy Thompson. We're just about to get this one ready. We've got one more timeout to do here during the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. We'll take that now here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Good afternoon and welcome to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash.
Back here at Champion Car Wash Field, getting ready for the first game of the season between Roseburg and Ida B. Wells. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup for the visiting Guardians from Ida B. They will be occupying the first base dugout led by head coach Jeremy Shetler. They come in at 0-2 on the season with a couple of games coming off of a loss yesterday against Barlow. Leading things off is Jackson Poole, the center fielder, followed by Micah Burrell, the second baseman, Cam Hammer, the shortstop, batting third, followed by Cody Roletto at catcher. Ramsey Prentice, the right fielder, will bat fifth, followed by Gray Wilson at third base, hitting sixth. Batting seventh and starting in left field is Diggy Griffin. Jack Burnham, the first baseman, will bat eighth, and Walter Robinson, the pitcher, will round out the starting 9 for the Guardians. Taking a look at the Roseburg defense as they get ready for their first inning out there defensively. Take a look at who's out there in the field for Roseburg in game one. Behind the plate will be Luke Robbins, Danner Wirtz out at first, Caden Austin at second. On the left side of the diamond, it is Cal Robbins at third and Paxton Burke at short. In the outfield from left to right, it is A.J. Black, Dane St. Clair, and Fletcher Coleman. That is a look at your starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians defensively, and they will look to support Jake Johnson, who will be on the mound for Roseburg in Game 1. Jake coming off of a season where he was named a second-team All-Southwest Conference pitcher a year ago. Getting ready for the first pitch. There it is. It's in for a strike, and we are underway in the ball game. Jake Johnson facing off against Jackson Poole, a lefty. Starting in center field for the Guardians. 1-1 count as the pitch is high. Jackson Poole in the leadoff spot yesterday in a 19-1 loss on the road at Barlow for Ida B. Wells. Went 0 for 2 in that leadoff spot. It was a 5-inning game. It got out of hand quickly. A 1-1 from Johnson. The right-hander mix. A breaking ball low and inside. 2 balls and a strike to start things off. Roseburg wearing the white tops, white trousers. You've got the gray tops, gray pants on the other side for Ida B. Wells. Roseburg with the orange and black trim. And for Ida B. Wells, it's green. White numbers on the back outlined in a green stripe. Kind of makes it fun to see those numbers. 2-2 count here. Jake Johnson out of his windup. The righty delivers off speed. Ground ball out to Jake, who will field and throw to first, where Danner Wirtz is waiting, and there's one away. Got the ball game underway here.
Number 13, Micah Burrell.
One down, Micah Burrell will bat. Second baseman also bats from the left side of the plate. He'll take a pitch high for ball one. I want to say hello to, I'm sure she's tuned in and following, Jake's grandma, who always is looking forward to the broadcast during baseball season. Breaking ball misses low and outside. 2-0 start for Micah Burrell. Great to have everybody with us. It's always so much fun to get the baseball season underway. Been out here quite a bit with Umpqua Community College baseball the last couple of weeks. As a ball hit left side, there's a base knock for Burrell. And the second baseman will have the first hit in the game for the Guardians. One on, one away. It'll be Cam Hammer to bat, the shortstop. Hammer, a senior this year for the Guardians. He'll dig in with a man on at first. Takes the first pitch on the inside corner. First right-hander up against Jake in the ball game. Hammer yesterday 1 for 2 in the loss against Barlow. But it does, been out here at the ballpark a little bit, but getting back with Roseburg as they get the season started, it's kind of like getting back together with some friends and family. Ball out to left field, back-to-back singles for the Guardians. Cam Hammer.
The catcher.
A line drive to left field. A.J. Black out there in left has been busy here to start things off. He's had a couple of balls hit his direction. Both of them landing just out in front of him. Hard enough to get out of the reach of the left side of the infield. Cal Robbins and Paxton Burke out there. But not deep enough to be playable out there for A.J. Black. Has to just come in and take it on the hop. First pitch, low and outside. 1-0 count to start for Cody Roletto. Roletto, the catcher for this Wells program. Check swing. 1-1 count. Yesterday, Roletto 0 for 2, did reach on an error, and I think he scored the only run in the game yesterday for Wells. Pickoff throw to second base. Not quite there on the tag for Caden Austin. I want to say thanks to Roseburg Disposal. Roseburg Disposal is our pregame show sponsor. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Ground ball, left side, out of the reach of Paxton Burke into left field. And they're going to send the runner to the plate. The throw all the way. Tag down. Yes, it got it there in time, even with the bobble for Luke Robbins. Robbins comes up with the tag at the plate. He bobbled it.
Right fielder, number 22, Ramsey Prentice.
But he's able to hang on and apply that tag just in time. Quick look at the replay there, and that'll save a run. There's 2 away. Runners still at first and second. First pitch, low and outside. Nice job out in left field. A.J. Black, good throw to the plate, right on target. Took a couple of hops, didn't make it all the way there, but it was on target. We've got a runner coming in for the catcher at first. Roletto got on with the fielder's choice. Third hit. Actually, sorry, not the fielder's choice, but third hit here in this first inning. Cam Hammer's out at second. So we get a courtesy runner at first. Low and inside to the left-handed hitting Ramsey Prentice. A.J. Black, nice job out there in left field. His first action at the varsity level, and he's been busy in left. 3 balls hit his direction, and he makes a put out at the plate, saving a run. Pickoff throw to second, not on target, or not on time. On target, but behind. 2 away. A 2-0 count for Ramsey Prentice at the plate. He'll take one down the middle from Jake. Prentice yesterday 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Yesterday was batting in the cleanup spot. They moved him to the 5 spot in today's lineup. 2-1 delivery for Johnson, high and away. 3 straight hits here in this first inning for the Guardians. But they have not been able to put one across the plate. Made the decision to send Micah Burrell. He was tagged out at home. 3-1 delivery for Johnson. That ball slapped left side. It will end up in the bullpen. A long strike 2. Three lefties already up to bat for Wells in this first inning. Their lineup loaded with them. Full count pitch. Slap left side. That one tails foul as well. And it'll stay a full count. Full count with 2 outs and runners at first and second. They'll be moving on the pitch once again. Jake Johnson trying to get through this first inning. He's given up a couple of hits, but he's got a chance to get through it without giving up any damage. The 3-2 fouled away, slapped out of play once again. Ramsey Prentice being a stubborn batter here. Trying to keep the half inning going for the Guardians. Johnson looking for the sign he wants from Luke Robbins. Sets, works out of the stretch. Kicks and delivers high and away. So the bases are loaded. And that'll bring up the 6-hitter, Gray Wilson. Wilson will bat with the bases loaded. First walk issued for Johnson. Yesterday, Wilson 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Longer first inning here. 6th hitter to the plate. First pitch swinging away. That ball fouled out of play. Strike 1. Gray Wilson starting at third base. Wilson, a sophomore for the Guardians. The 0-1, high and inside. Two down, bases loaded here. Big spot for Wilson early. They took a 1-0 lead yesterday against Barlow in the top of the second inning. They led for a brief moment, but then ended up losing 19-1 in 5. Breaking ball just fouled down the left side into the corner out there. That would have been big-time trouble if Wilson had kept that one inside the foul line. It just goes into foul territory, and it's a 1-2 count for Gray Wilson. The 1-2 pitch for Johnson. Needs one more to get out of things. That ball fouled off again. Last year, this Wells team going 21-7 on the season, finished 15-3 and in second place in the PIL. They graduated a lot off of that team, though. The 1-2 pitch popped him up again. Maybe playable towards the visiting dugout on the first base side. The on-deck hitter, Diggy Griffin. That ball almost like it had a heat-seeking missile. Just Diggy Griffin kept trying to run away from it on the on-deck circle, and the more he backpedaled, the more the ball just kept going his direction. A 1-2 count once again for Gray Wilson. He's fouled off a few. Jake's been having a battle through these. Just got a chance to get through the first without any damage. Misses outside, and a nice job by Robbins behind the plate. Snags that one on the short hop. Two balls, two strikes. Here in the top of the first, just getting the season started for Roseburg. 2-2 pitch, fouled off. You got to give credit to these Wells batters so far. They have definitely been swinging and making contact quite a bit. They have definitely made Jake have to work for it. 3 hits, a walk in there as well. A lot of foul balls here in the first period or first inning. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wilson, the 6 hitter. He'll hit one left side. Knocked down by Burke, but he won't be able to make a play on it, and a run will score. It's 1-0, Wells in front. 4th hit in the ball game.
Left fielder, number 18.
1-0 lead. Ida B. Wells jumps on as Wilson will get an RBI on the infield single. Paxton Burke at shortstop did a nice job of getting to that ball quickly. Might have helped save a possible second run here in this first inning. Made it to where all the runners only able to go 1 base. Diggy Griffin, another lefty, will bat. He swings away and fouls it to the parking lot. Diggy Griffin, a senior, listed at 6'5". Griffin yesterday 1 for 1 with an RBI. Drove in the only run of the game for the Guardians. He's got the 0-1 count against Jake. Fastball at the knees called for a strike. Once again, Johnson is closing in on getting through this first inning. Just got to get one more by Diggy Griffin. Wells has been able to put the ball in play and find some good spots with it. The 0-2 outside. 3-man crew for us here today with the umpires. I believe that is Dan Bachmeyer behind the plate. Tom Nelson over at first. 1-2 delivery for Johnson. Line drive towards center field on the run. Dane St. Clair will chase it down in center field to finish things off here in the first. Nice job by Dane getting on that ball quickly. Chases it down and robs one away from Diggy Griffin. So that'll finish off the top of the first. 1 run on 4 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left on. 1-0 the score. We go to the bottom of the first after this 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for head coach Troy Thompson in his 23rd year with the program. His starting nine will have Paxton Burke, the shortstop, leading off, followed by Caden Austin, the second baseman. Dane St. Clair in center field will bat third, followed by Cal Robbins at third base, batting cleanup. Jake Johnson, the pitcher, bats fifth, followed by Luke Robbins, the catcher, hitting sixth. At first base, Danner Wirtz will bat seventh, hitting eighth, and starting in left field, A.J. Black. And Fletcher Coleman, the right fielder, will round out your starting nine for the Roseburg Indians. Taking a look at the defense for the Guardians. Behind the plate, Cody Roletto will catch. Jack Burnham at first. Michael Burrell at second. On the left side of the infield, Gray Wilson at third. Cam Hammer at short. And in the outfield from left to right, it's Diggy Griffin, Jackson Poole, and Ramsey Prentice. That's a look at your starting defense as they look to try and support their starting pitcher here in this game, Walter Robinson. Robinson, the right-hander, a junior, 5'11". Apologize there. We'll take that off the screen for those that are watching online. Wrong scoreboard. Get ready for the bottom of the first. A 1-0 game. 4 hits in that top of the first for Wells, but an out at the plate is able to keep them from scoring more than just the one run. Now Burke will try to get things started. Switch hitter. Burke will bat from the left side against the right-hander. Paxton Burke, an honorable mention utility player last year, will probably be a staple at shortstop this season. He takes high and away, and we're underway here in the bottom of the first. Burke played some catchers, played a lot of second base, but now getting a chance to move to shortstop. The 1-0 takes low. 2-0 count. Graduating a number of players for this Roseburg team. And one of them, the starting shortstop for a few years, Brooks Avery, with his graduation and move to Lynn Benton. Paxton Burke now gets the opportunity to take over that role at shortstop. He's got a 3-0 count here as he takes a pitch in the dirt. Brooks Avery was here with Lynn Benton earlier this week. Actually, just yesterday he was here as the Lynn Benton Roadrunners were here taking on the Umpqua Community College Riverhawks. Brooks did not get into the game, though. 3-0 pitch, high and away, ball 4. A walk to lead things off for Paxton Burke, who sheds the bat and quickly sprints down the line to first base. So runner on, but nobody out to start things here in the bottom of the first. 1 on, nobody out. Caden Austin will bat, starting at second base for the senior, who is moving on to play football after he is done in high school. He takes his breaking ball for a strike on the inside corner. Caden didn't show a bunt there. I was kind of wondering, do we get some small ball activity going? The 0-1 pitch to Austin. Burke goes running. Throw down to second base is going to be airmailed down that direction, and easily into second goes Paxton Burke. 1-1 count for Austin, and now has a man in scoring position. Nobody out, and a visit out to the mound for the catcher, Cody Roletto. This Gray's team, or this Wells Guardian team, I was writing the name Gray Wilson down on my scorebook here. The Guardians, they had to use a number of pitchers yesterday. In fact, ended up using 4 arms total. Nobody threw more than an inning and 2/3 in that 5-inning game, though. So might have some arms that threw yesterday that might be available today. The 1-1 pitch. Here goes Burke for third. They got the hit and run on. That ball, high chopper towards third. Took a weird hop off the turf, but a throw across the diamond by Wilson will get Austin. 1 away. Up to third base goes Paxton Burke.
13, Dane St. Clair.
Dane St. Clair stands in, the center fielder for Roseburg. His first at-bat, lefty. Left-handed thrower, left-handed batter. Got an RBI opportunity Paxton Burke doesn't get credit for a stolen base with that ball put in play by Austin, but he does move up a base. First pitch to St. Clair bounces in. Dane St. Clair last year, a first-team all-conference selection. Only returning first-teamer for Roseburg in the Southwest Conference a year ago. Brooks Avery also earned first-team honors, but graduated. The 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Dane played his summer with the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts and really saw his swing coming along. He's got kind of a sweeping, swinging motion, but really found a way to try and keep the barrel of the bat in the zone a lot longer with some good work over the offseason. Pitch high and away, a 2-1 count. Seeing what looks like Roseburg girls softball here rolling in. Did softball get canceled today? They did. Bummer. They were scheduled to go to McMinnville, but still trying to get their season underway. 2-1 pitch. St. Clair takes outside. This weather sure has been fun, but next week, spring break, a lot of games scheduled for everybody, and next week looking like better weather, at least to start out the week, so hopefully everybody can start getting in a lot of games and get some activity going. Roseburg had their season opener canceled. The ball fouled away down the right field side, out in front of it there for St. Clair, and he's got himself a full count. Been doing some college baseball games here while we've been waiting for the high school season to get started, and the ping of a metal bat definitely caught me a little off guard there with Dane's swing. It's 3-2 pitch, low and inside, ball 4. He will draw the walk. Runners on the corners now for Roseburg. And Cal Robbins will get his first at-bat in a Roseburg uniform. Cal transferring over after a freshman season at Douglas High School last year. The Robbins brothers, Cal the younger, Luke the senior, who started as a freshman here at Roseburg High School. Didn't start. He started his high school 4 years here at Roseburg High School. Played on the freshman team before they transferred to Douglas. And now they transfer back to Roseburg, and Cal is a sophomore this year in the starting 9 for Roseburg and gets an opportunity to bat here with runners on the corners. Got a visit out to the mound for the Wells coaching staff. So bases with runners at first and third for Roseburg, 1 away, and the first at-bat for Cal Robbins with the Roseburg Indians. Last year was a first-team all-league selection as a first baseman for Douglas in the Far West League. Pickoff throw, checking on St. Clair over at first, back in safely. Overcast day here in the Umpqua Basin. A little chilly, that's for sure. They fake the throw to third, throw back to first there for Walter Robinson. 51 degrees, overcast. There is the possibility of raindrops coming down throughout this entire timeline of when we're going to be playing. Runner takes off, pitch inside, no throw down to second base, so in safely will go St. Clair. Roletto behind the plate came up looking to throw to third. He pumped the fake to second base, looked to third. Burke didn't bite. He stays at the bag. Runners at second and third for Roseburg. A 1-0 pitch taken high by Robbins. Cal Robbins also played Legion Baseball with the Docs over the summer, and the youngster got in some action early in that season, and I recall him, one of his first at-bats for the Docs, came up with a game-winning hit. He's looking to try and drive in the first run of the season for Roseburg. He fouls it down the first base side. Strike 1 for him. 1-0 ball game. Wells in front after a run in the top of the first. But Roseburg with 1 away, threatening to at least tie this ball game up with runners at second and third right now. Sophomore Cal Robbins at the plate. Pitch inside. Cal not affected by that one, coming in close near the belt buckle. Roseburg was scheduled to take on West Salem on Wednesday. That was going to be a road game, but it got canceled. This one was scheduled to be a road game, but it got moved here. That pitch behind the head of Robbins, and he will head on down to first. Third walk issued for Walter Robinson here in the first inning.
17,
and now the bases are loaded. Jake Johnson has a chance to help his own cause, batting with a runner on every base. Wells yesterday got a 1-0 lead against Barlow, but then it was just errors and walks, and things just kind of derailed quickly for the Guardians. First pitch ducking out of the way. Jake will have a 1-0 count. Paxton Burke, a leadoff walk. He's at third. Dane St. Clair, a walk. He's at second. And now Cal Robbins walked. He's at first. Head coach Troy Thompson down in the third base coach's box. Assistant Tim Sester down at first base. Got the addition of Steve Patterson to the varsity roster of coaches as well. The 1-0 taken high. 2-0 count. Coach Patterson had been helping out at the lower levels previously, but Zach Mandera, who was on an assistant on the staff last year, he's now out as a coach at Glide High School in other sports. I don't believe he's coaching with baseball. So there's a strike across on the 2-0 for Jake Johnson. But Zach got a gig out there coaching football and helping with basketball for the Glide Wildcats. So they had an open spot on the staff for the varsity squad, and Coach Patterson taking that over. 2-1. Jake watches one bounce in front of the plate. He's got a 3-1 count. And right now on the mound, Walter Robinson's got to find the strike zone, or else you've got the game-tying run coming home on a bases-loaded walk. We do have some activity brewing in the bullpen already for Wells. 3-1 delivery. Fouled off by Jake. Count will go full. Got the JV team. Don't know if they've wrapped up their practice for the day. They were in the field house getting in some work here today. JV not playing, but Coach Justin O'Byrne still coaching JV this year, getting help from Roseburg's varsity basketball coach Jordan Humphreys joining the staff this season. 3-2 pitch, fouled off once again by Jake, and Johnson will have the full count remaining. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the first, a 1-0 lead for Wells as of right now. Thank everybody for tuning in and joining us here on the radio or watching online at 541radio.com. Full count pitch from Robinson, and that's ball 4. So a walk will bring in the game-tying run. Paxton Burke will score. And they'll bring in a pinch runner for the pitcher at first. Fourth walk issued by Walter Robinson. Jake Johnson will get an RBI out of that. First one of the season. Luke Robbins bats. Roseburg has the game tied up. First pitch is high. Back pick down to first. Not quite in time. Running at first base for Roseburg is Nick Ruiz, a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Paxton Burke scores the first run of the year for Roseburg. Dane St. Clair at third. Cal Robbins at second. Roseburg still without a hit here in this first inning, but they have tied it up. Today's ball game, we want to say thanks to our sponsors that help make our coverage of high school sports here in the Umpqua Basin possible. Sponsors like Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Ball fouled back by Luke. Senior year for Luke Robbins. Again, much like his brother, transferred from Douglas. He was an all-league selection for the Trojans last year. Luke, a second-team all-league catcher in the Far West. The 1-1 pitch hits the inside corner for Robinson. 1-2 count. Douglas last year, they were the number 1 overall seed in the 3A state playoffs, and unfortunately, they ended up losing in their first playoff game. We went and called that one. I felt bad. Ground ball, right side to the second baseman. They go to second for 1, and the throw to first is delayed, and Luke will get on safely, drives in a run, and Roseburg's on top, 2-1 here in the first inning. 2 down, a courtesy runner coming in for the catcher. That'll be Amos Bowers that'll run at first base for Luke Robbins. Robbins picks up an RBI, gets on with a fielder's choice. Coming in to score, Dane St. Clair. Cal Robbins goes to third. It was the courtesy runner, Nick Ruiz, that was out at second base. 2 down. So runners on the corners with 2 away. Apparently Bowers had some jewelry on that he needed to take off. Runs it all the way back to the dugout. So he's got his legs ready to go here. First at-bat of his high school career for Danner Wirtz. Big freshman. Starting at first base today, he'll take low for ball 1. Bats in the 7 spot. Both teams start out the game sending 7 hitters to the plate in the first inning. Breaking ball hits the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike for Danner Wirtz. Walter Robinson trying to get out of this first inning. He has given up the lead. Low and outside. He hasn't given up a hit, though. Walter Robinson has walked 4. Walked in a run, and then a fielder's choice for Luke Robbins scored another. Runner going, breaking ball, throw down to second base. That's Bowers. Started the slide a little early, didn't make it to the bag. And that'll finish things off here in the bottom of the first. For the Roseburg Indians in the first inning, it'll be 2 runs on no hits. There were no errors, and you had 1 runner left on base. 2-1 as we go to the top of the second in this scheduled 7-inning contest here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your 4-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
1 inning in the books here in the 2025 season, and Roseburg leads 2-1 as we go to the top of the second. I want to say thanks to our sponsor, Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call him at 541-378-6694. Appreciate all of our sponsors. Without their support, we would not be able to get out here and do what we do, covering the games the way we do. So if you've got an opportunity to support the sponsors that support us, that would be awesome. Looking forward to this season. Heard Knight Jarecki during the pregame joining me for a segment as a ball lifted left side, out in left field, running underneath it. That ball curving back to A.J. Black. Jack Burnham leading things off for Wells, and he flies out to left field. 1 away on the first pitch of the second inning. That ball well struck, but hangs up there long enough for Black to get underneath it. And he almost he ran to a spot. That ball had some nasty tail to it going back towards the left field foul line. It was well away from the foul line, but it was tailing that way, kind of bananaed out that direction, and it was a good thing that Black didn't overrun it. Makes the catch, one away. Walter Robinson, the pitcher, batting here in the 9 spot. He takes high for ball 1. Ball fought off, goes towards the visiting dugout on the first base side. But to finish my thought there, Knight is doing the PA here at the moment here at the ballpark, and he'll be doing games throughout the year. He'll be on the mic for games next week with the spring break contest getting hosted here at Champion Car Wash Field. It's a 1-1 pitch high for Robinson. So he and I will be splitting some of the duties throughout this season. 2-1 the count. Jake Johnson out there. Misses high and inside. Lengthy first inning. It's early in the season, so as expected, there's guys kind of getting their legs underneath them here. But that first inning took about 35 minutes. Looks like there's a bit of a drizzle going on right now here at the ballpark. 3-1 pitch from Jake. Down the middle of the plate at the top of the zone, called for a strike. The 9-hitter Walter Robinson has the full count. Right-hander Jake Johnson out of his windup, kicks and fires. That ball fouled again towards the visiting dugout. And the teammates there in the dugout flinching as that ball hits off the Cyclone fence on the railing there in front of them. Champion Car Wash Field here, all artificial turf if you're new to the facility. That's why we're able to play through some of this drizzle that's going on and been raining throughout the day. Ground ball left side, high hop. Cal Robbins has time. Over to Danner Wirtz at first, 2 away. That'll bring up the top of the order with 2 down. Jackson Poole will bat. He is 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out back to the mound his first time up for the lefty. Not been a lot of activity in the field for those putouts. First action there at third base for Cal Robbins. Pitch low, 1-0 count. Got a feeling maybe we might see Robbins later in this game on the mound, possibly. Him and Jake switching spots defensively, maybe. It's a possibility. I'm kind of intrigued to see who all is going to be on the mound this year for Roseburg. Ball fouled to the parking lot. Roseburg graduating some really good arms last year, and Brevin Harrison and Camden Hartzell, guys that threw a lot of innings for them. Those both of them are now with the hometown Umpqua Riverhawks playing college baseball this year. 1-1 pitch from Jake, off speed. Got him to swing through. Jackson Poole with a 1-2 count. A ball, 2 strikes with 2 down and nobody on here in the top of the second. A 2-1 lead for Roseburg at the moment. Johnson misses high and away. Artificial turf everywhere. 320 down the left field line, 320 down the right field line, 385 to dead center field here at Champion Car Wash Field. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Jake Johnson will have his first strikeout of the season.
That'll do it for Wells.
For
the second inning, 1, 2, 3, they go.
Jackson Poole, he goes down swinging for the third out. And for Jake Johnson, a 1-2-3 frame. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. 2-1, Roseburg in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Do I have enough money put away to retire?
Plan for your future with confidence. at Palm Wealth Management will help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor.
They reflect a style as unique as you are. They make first impressions. They provide space, add lasting beauty and security. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Bottom of the second, our score 2-1. Roseburg in front, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. Right now for Ida B. Wells. For Roseburg, 2 runs, no hits, no errors in the matchup. For Roseburg, starting things off, it'll be Danner Wirtz back at the plate. Wirtz was left at the dish when it was the courtesy runner, Amos Bowers. Got caught stealing second base. And that finished things off in that first inning for Roseburg. So Wirtz will be back at the plate with a new count. And he'll lead things off. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Today's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by our friends at Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leaders, Flyaway Travel. Make sure that you have an agent in your corner during these complicated travel times. I think we've had a pitching change. That is Teague Zimmer that is on the mound now. So Walter Robinson goes 1.
The first baseman, number 20, Danner Wirtz.
Walter Robinson goes 1 inning, and now it'll be Teague Zimmer that is pitching. Lengthy right-hander. So Wirtz will get a chance to see both the starting pitcher and the new man on the mound, all in the same at-bat. I guess actually the first one doesn't end up getting any sort of credit for it, but he saw a couple of pitches. Now we'll get to see the other guy before he ever has an official at-bat. Zimmer will deliver first pitch. Wirtz will ground it towards short. He'll try to hustle down the line and won't get there in time as Cam Hammer comes in and makes the play. 1 away. And that'll bring up the 8-hitter, A.J. Black.
Left fielder, number 15, A.J. Black.
So the starting pitcher, Walter Robinson, goes 1 inning. He allowed 2 runs on no hits, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Or excuse me, 4 walks and no strikeouts. Let me get my numbers right there. Pitch low and outside, a 1-0 count. Both those should go down as earned runs, I would imagine. 1-0 delivery for A.J. Black in the dirt, a 2-0 count. A.J. saw a little bit of time, got called up for the varsity last year, didn't really play a lot, was very limited, but did get to spend some time with the varsity a year ago. His first start here this season in the first game. Lifts it to right side. That ball's well struck, and it's going to get out there. He'll get over the top of Prentice out in right field. It rolls all the way to the wall. Muscling his way for a third. A.J. Black in standing up with a 1-out triple. A.J. Black
number 2,
with the triple off of Teague Zimmer for the first hit in the ballgame for Roseburg. And now the Indians will have Fletcher Coleman in his first at-bat, looking to try and keep it going. Coleman will stand in, left-handed batter. He swings and launches one to right field as well. It's playable out there, caught by Prentice, but it'll be a sac fly that'll bring in A.J. Black. Black will score on the sac fly by Fletcher Coleman, makes it 3-1.
The shortstop, number 7, Paxton Burke.
Roseburg with 2 down. Go back to the top of the order. Paxton Burke drew a walk his first time up. Bats here with 2 down, nobody on. 1 run in so far for the Tribe. Strike across at the knees. NCAA March Madness going on. Got Oregon Ducks basketball coming up tonight on our news partner, News Radio 93.9 FM and 1240 KQEN. Strike on the inside corner, 0-2 count for Paxton Burke. Burke scored the first run, tied the game up in that first inning on a bases-loaded walk to Jake Johnson. The 0-2, low and outside. So A.J. Black, the sophomore, with a triple to right field. And he is able to come around to score, stretch the lead out to 3-1 for Roseburg. The 1-2 is inside to Burke. Black and Coleman, 2 new guys at the bottom of the order, both barreling up some balls to right field. 2-2. Swing and a miss for Paxton Burke, and that'll wrap up things here in the bottom of the second. The Riverhawks, though, will extend their lead as they get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We are through 2 innings of play. Roseburg leading this one 3-1. Back after a timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Heading to the top of the third inning, today's ball game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. It'll be the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. Burrell, Hammer, and Roletto scheduled to bat here in the third against Jake Johnson, who is now protecting a 2-run lead after Roseburg gets 1 there in the second inning after A.J. Black has the first hit of the season for Roseburg, a triple to right field. Nice job there for the new guy. Jake Johnson, in his third inning of work, sends in a breaking ball for a called strike as he faces Micah Burrell. Burrell had a single to left field his first time up. He was the guy that was thrown out at the plate trying to score. A.J. Black, he's having a heck of a day. He had that throw to the plate that got the runner there, cut down a run. 0-1 high and away on the fastball for Jake. So I would say that A.J. Black, the sophomore, starting in game 1 of the season for Roseburg, has to be feeling pretty good about the way things are starting for him there. 1-1 pitch by Johnson, low. Count goes to 2-1. If you missed our pregame interview during the Roseburg Disposal pregame show with head coach Troy Thompson, he was talking about he wants to see his pitchers filling up the strike zone. Jake's thrown maybe a little bit more pitches than they might have liked. 2-1. There's a strike call. He has had to battle, though. I mean, he's early on, he was attacking the zone, and this Guardians lineup was fouling off a lot of pitches. Rains are coming down. We're playing through it here. Wells was willing to come down and try to get this one in. That pitch high and away. Originally scheduled to be played up in Portland at Ida B. Wells. But they, with the turf field here and the facilities to be able to try and play through a little bit of moisture, they moved the game here and happy that they're getting a chance to get it played, although the conditions are a little suboptimal. Ball hit left side. That could be fair. It will be down the line into the corner. A.J. Black will get to it, fires in, and the throw to second, not quite in time. Micah Burrell will be in with a double, his second hit in the ballgame.
The shortstop,
He's got a single and a double and 2 hits total. 2 for 2 on the day. A man in scoring position on the 5th hit of the ballgame for the Guardians. This portion of the lineup is where all that damage was done back in the first. Burrell was the first to get a hit, and he was followed by back-to-back singles behind him as well. 4 hits total in that first inning for the Guardians as a strike taken by Cam Hammer. Burrell, Hammer, Roletto all had singles, and a walk to Ramsey Prentice, and then a single by Gray Wilson drove in the only run of the game for Wells in that first inning. Pickoff throw to second, not going to be there on time. Here in the top of the 3rd inning. Mentioned March Madness coming up. You've got the, let's see here, it is just about 3 o'clock, so the Oregon women just got their tournament underway. The ball fouled back into the netting. 0-2 count for Hammer. University of Oregon women playing this afternoon, and the Oregon men will be playing tonight against Liberty. They start at 7:10. You can tune in for pregame coverage on our news partner. Ground ball towards second. Got there quickly for Caden Austin. He fields and throws it to first. 1 away. Up to third base goes Burrell.
The catcher, number 5, Cody.
1 down with a runner at third. Hammer. That was a sharp ground ball, but right at Caden Austin, who's able to make the play. 1 away. Cody Roletto, the catcher. Bat for a second time, had a single in the first. Takes a breaking ball inside. So tune in for Duck basketball coming up tonight at 6:40 on News Radio 93.9 FM and 1240 KQEN. Your home for the Oregon Ducks. As long as the Ducks are in the tournament there for the basketball for the men, you can catch those games on our news partner. A 1-0 pitch bounces in front of the plate for Jake. Falls behind 2-0 against the cleanup hitter Roletto. Oregon State men's basketball team, they're playing in the College Basketball Crown, a new tournament being played in Las Vegas. That'll be coming up at the end of the month. But the Oregon State women, they're in the NCAA tournament, and we've got a sports special coming up for you tomorrow. The Oregon State women taking on North Carolina, 1 o'clock pregame tomorrow here on The Score for those that are listening on the radio. Tune in for to catch Oregon State women's basketball in the NCAA tournament. High fly ball to center field. Might be enough to bring in a run. Dane St. Clair the catch. The throw coming in. Not going to get there in time. Sack fly. Sack fly for Cody Roletto. Brings in a run. Makes it 3-2. With 2 down
number 22,
here in the third.
Prentice.
Dane St. Clair doing what he could to try and get that ball to the plate in time, but it was just a fraction of a moment late. Nobody on base with 2 down. First pitch just a bit outside. Ball 1. Off the edge of the plate to Ramsey Prentice, who drew a walk in the first inning, lefty. There's plenty of those in the lineup for this Guardians club. Top of the third inning, they add to their total. Strike taken, a 1-1 count. They're back within a run here in this third inning. We'll have a moment to pause for a legal ID here in just a second. For Dale back in the studio, let him know that we've got that coming up. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. So you got a 1-2 count with 2 down. Top of the third inning. Roseburg still leading by a run. Johnson, ball fouled off, stays a 1-2 count. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball here on The Score. The 1-2 pitch for Prentice. Ground ball right side. Couple of hops out to Caden Austin. Sends it to Danner Wirtz and wraps up things here in the top of the third. Roseburg gives up a run, but they still hold on to the lead. As here in the third inning, it was 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and you had no runners left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. It's 3-2. Roseburg in front of Wells here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit the Quality Fence showroom in Roseburg and get great fencing ideas at QualityFenceCo.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, playing through a little bit of a drizzle. It's 3-2, Roseburg in front of the visiting Wells Guardians. Ida B. Wells, formerly Madison High School there in Portland, out of the PIL. Looking for their first win in their third game. Roseburg, first game of the season, they're looking to start out 1-0. First pitch off the outside edge to Caden Austin, who will lead things off for Roseburg here in the third inning. Austin 0 for 1. Was thrown out at first on a hit and run that helped the Indians get a runner to third base back in that first inning. He takes on the outside corner. It's Teague Zimmer out there for his second inning of work. Walter Robinson goes 1 inning as the starter. Gave up 2 runs, but no hits, 4 walks, no strikeouts. The 1-1 bounces outside, takes the count to 2-1. These two teams did meet last year. Roseburg beat Wells 4-1. Roseburg led that game 4-0 until the 7th inning, when Wells would get 1 on the board. Swing and a miss on the 2-1 offering to Austin. In that game, Caden Austin did not have a hit. He didn't play in that game. He takes outside. Only, let's see here, 4 players on this year's current roster for Roseburg got into that game against Wells last year. 3 players for Wells last year are on the roster this year. First base awarded to Caden Austin on a ball low and outside. He draws a walk. Teague Zimmer started out that at-bat pretty well, but it ends up issuing his first walk and his time on the mound. 1 on, nobody out. Dane St. Clair walked in the first inning. 5 walks total so far in this game for the Indians. Dane will take inside on a fastball, 1-0. Last year against Wells, Dane was 1 for 4, scored a run in that game. A 1-0 count, pickoff throw, Austin back in safely at first. Dane is one of 3 returning all-conference selections from a year ago for Roseburg. Is a pitch low, 2-0 count. Roseburg graduating. We talked about Brooks Avery earlier. The other guy that got all-conference honors last year that graduated, Heath King, was kind of I mean, Heath had a great season, but a bit of an unexpected selection there as an outfielder. And Heath, last I knew, I didn't look this up before we left, but Heath was looking to try and go play soccer at the college level after high school. 2-0 count for Zimmer. Low and inside to the lefty, St. Clair. Three balls, no strikes. On at first base is Caden Austin after drawing a walk. And there is another walk issued for St. Clair. Dane, his second free pass of the day. Runners at first and second for the Indians.
The third baseman, number 14.
And now Cal Robbins. Cal Robbins bats with nobody out and 2 runners on base, and time called. Out to the mound will go the one of the assistants for the Ida B. Wells Guardians. Let's see here. Heath King might be playing soccer for Chemeketa. Kind of looks like that might be the case here. A quick Google search. Thanks to the internet, you can find out all sorts of things about everybody. Hopefully that's going well for him. Great senior season of baseball. It was fun to watch. Kind of a newer guy on the team. Had not had much playing experience before that, or playing time before his senior season, and he came in and had a great final year in a Roseburg baseball uniform. He ended up earning second-team outfield honors last year in the Southwest Conference. After the visit to the mound, first pitch to Cal Robbins, in for a strike. It was before Cal batted in the first inning. They also had another visit out to the mound for Walter Robinson, who was pitching at the time. Cal steps in after this meeting, took that first pitch for a strike. He bats with runners at first and second. Robbins walked his first time up. The 0-1 pitch in the air out towards left center. Well struck, but it's going to hang up long enough for Jackson Poole to run underneath it. Tagging and heading for third. Both runners will move up 90 feet. Caden Austin advancing to third base. Dane St. Clair will move up to second. So it's an out, but it's a productive one for Roseburg. 1 away, 2 runners in scoring position now as they look to try and stretch their lead back out after giving up 1 in the top of the third.
Johnson.
Jake Johnson will bat. Johnson walked and drove in a run in the first inning. Picked up an RBI. Stands in here looking to help his own cause with Caden Austin at third. Good speed over that direction. Breaking ball from Zimmer is high and inside. Neither bullpen active at the moment. Jake Johnson last year against Wells was 0 for 3, had a walk. It's already got the walk this year. As that ball goes into center field, a pickoff move to second goes awry, and everybody moves up. Roseburg will add a run on the error. That'll be the first error in this one for Wells. Roseburg's on top 4-2. That scores Caden Austin. And up to third base goes Dane St. Clair. 4-2 score here in the bottom of the third. That pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike against Jake Johnson, starting pitcher for Roseburg. A 2-0. That ball laced foul towards the bullpen for the Indians. So it's a 2-1 count with 1 out and a man at third. Johnson will send one up the middle, racing to first, not in time on the throw. Jake Johnson, an RBI infield single. Right back up the middle. Long way to get to the ball for the middle infielders for Wells. And that allowed enough time for Jake Johnson to be able to beat out that throw to first and for Dane St. Clair to come in and score. Dane comes in. He is the 5th run in the ballgame for Roseburg. On at first, Jake Johnson has his first hit of the season. And Roseburg has their second hit in the ballgame. Something found its way into the outfield, it looks like. Not sure, probably some trash or something like that. Running at first base once again will be Nick Ruiz, courtesy runner for the pitcher. Still just one out. It is now Luke Robbins batting. He swings away and fouls off the pitch. Luke is 0 for 1 in the game. Reached on a fielder's choice. They tried to turn 2, but a little slow on the relay to first base. Luke was able to beat out the throw at first, and that allowed a run to score for Roseburg. 0-1. He grounds it. Oh, that's back up the middle. A couple of hops. It goes past the glove for Cam Hammer into center field. And Luke Robbins will have a base hit as he whizzes one right up the middle. Back-to-back singles for Roseburg. 3 hits in the ball game now. Runners at first and second, and Danner Wirtz will bat with 1 away and 2 on. Wirtz grounded out to short his first time up. On the mound, Teague Zimmer kicks and fires. Wirtz sends this one down the right field side, and that one foul into the bullpen. Just passed it, in fact. Got a lot of that one, but did not keep it straight. Danner Wirtz, big kid, big freshman. Don't have heights listed for him. But you can just see, for a freshman, he towers over a lot of the guys on the team. It's surprising his size at this age. The 0-1 pitch to him. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. It's a 3-run lead for Roseburg here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Indians leading against the Wells Guardians in a non-league matchup to start out the season. 0-2 count for Wirtz. Takes high and away. Back pick down to second. Back in safely will go Nick Ruiz out that direction. Ruiz running for Jake Johnson. Running for Luke Robbins at first is Amos Bowers again. A 1-2 count for Wirtz. Another look back to second. In safely goes Ruiz on the throw by the pitcher, Teague Zimmer. 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error here in this 3rd inning. The 1-2 offering from Zimmer. Out of the stretch, the big righty fires in a breaking ball. Strike 3 call. The Wirtz watches that go by. Top of the zone. He goes down looking. 2 away. 0 for 2 on his first game at the varsity level for Roseburg. Danner Wirtz. Second strikeout victim for Teague Zimmer. First pitch swinging for A.J. Black. He had a triple his first time up. This time skies it back behind home. Playable for the catcher, Cody Roletto. Makes the catch in foul territory and retires the side.
2 runs on 2 hits.
At 7 hitters come to the plate here in the 3rd inning for Roseburg. They will score 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. We go to the top of the 3rd. It's 5-2. Roseburg in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Top of the fourth inning here from Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. It'll be Wilson, Griffin, and Burnham that are coming up to bat for Roseburg. Speaking of Wilson, I misspoke. I get these tangled up in my brain, but Wells previously was Wilson High School. We looked it up earlier this week or last week. I can't remember, but I apparently mixed it up in my brain once again, forgot to look it back up. So apologies there. Wilson High School previously. I had a couple of schools there changing names up in the Portland area. Go to the top of the fourth inning, reaching the midway point of today's ball game. Gray Wilson will bat here. The third baseman had an RBI single in the first inning. He takes inside for ball one. Jake Johnson out there still throwing for Roseburg as we deal with moisture coming out of the clouds. Wilson had that RBI single in the first inning. Got some of the scoring started for this Wells Guardians club. He takes inside a 2-0 count. In fact, drove in the first run of the game for the Guardians. Wells into their third game of the season already. 2-0 pitch from Johnson is fouled off at the plate. Got him to chase at something up in the zone. Gray Wilson leading things off here in the fourth inning. A run in the first, a run in the third. 2 runs total for Ida B. Wells. Roseburg with a run in every inning so far. 2-1 from Jake is down the middle for a strike. That one over the plate at the knees. And the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two delivery. Low and outside. Looks like some of the opposing team coming up for the next game that's going to be played here at Champion Car Wash Field today. Umpqua Valley Christian is playing here tonight. As a pitch from Jake misses low and inside, there's ball 4. Walk issued. That'll be the second walk of the game issued for Jake.
Number 18.
And that'll put Gray Wilson on for a second time in the ball game. He gets on, and it'll be Diggy Griffin to bat, the left fielder. 1 on, nobody out. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1 for Griffin. Umpqua Valley Christian hosting the Elmira Falcons, who have just shown up in force. They are setting up here in the stands in front of us. They'll get ready to take on the Monarchs here coming up tonight. Line drive shot out towards left center. That'll get down, and it's going to find the alley. It's going to carry all the way to the fence. Rounding third, Gray Wilson will turn and score. Heading for third is Diggy Griffin. He'll be in with a stand-up RBI triple, and he will help cut down the gap, make it a 2-run game. A big...
Number 44, Jack Burnham.
Big triple there. Second triple of the game for between the two teams. That one going left side, finding the alley out there. Scoring from first was Gray Wilson. And it is 5-3 now. Roseburg still in front, but nobody out. And it's a 2-run ball game here in the top of the fourth. Jake Johnson gets a swing and a miss on the first offering to Jack Burnham. Burnham batting in the 8th spot in the lineup. Walter Robinson stays in as the DH after exiting the game after the first inning as the pitcher. So he'll be batting next. Pitch outside, an 0-2 count. Excuse me, 1-1 count. My apologies. 1-1 count for Jack Burnham. Johnson kicks and fires with a man at third. He gets a fastball across at the knees, called for strike 2. Jake Johnson looking for a big senior year out of that young man. He's been an outstanding pitcher through the years for Roseburg, and now he's the senior. He'll give a ground ball right side. Caden Austin will have it. They're not going to get the chance to get the out at home, so another run comes in. 2 runs in the fourth, an RBI ground out for Burnham. 1 away, and it is 5-4 now. Wells battling their way back into the matchup. That'll bring up Walter Robinson. Now the DH. He squares to bunt and fouls it off. Back to a 1-run ball game here with 2 runs in the 4th inning for Wells. The 9-hitter at the plate. That pitch misses. 1-1. A ball and a strike against the 9-hitter, trying to send it back to the top of the order with a man on base. Nobody on at the moment with 1 away. Jake Johnson kicks, delivers, gets a swing and a miss out of Robinson. Had him a little twisted up and confused on that one. He was kind of an uncertain swing as he went through on that pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on. Strike 3 called, got him on the corner. Robinson thought about it, didn't pull the trigger, watches it go by, and he is a strikeout victim, second in the game for Jake Johnson.
Number 4, Jackson Poole.
2 away, top of the order. It'll be Jackson Poole. He had a strikeout in the 2nd inning. He bats with nobody on, 2 down. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Jake will wind and fire and misses a bit low. Coverage of Roseburg High School sports here on The Score brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. 1-0 delivery. Johnson with the glove up in front of the face, initiates his windup, and he fires in one, blowing it by Jackson Poole. Swing and a miss, chasing the high heat. A 1-1 count. Poole, the center fielder. Senior on this club, 5'11". 1-1 pitch to him outside. Jackson Poole without a hit yesterday. Don't know how they, at least individually, did in the first game of the season for Wells, but Poole might be looking for his first hit of the season. As he takes low, did he go? No. Check swing, able to hold up on appeal, they find out. So the count goes to 3-1. Poole trying to get on base for the first time. He'll take a strike on that 3-1 offering from Johnson. No inaction in the bullpen. Well, curious to see how long Jake goes in this one. Do they stretch him out, let him go a decent amount, or they kind of try to keep him under a certain limit of pitches? 3-2 pitch, slapped foul left side. Battle will continue against Poole. Roseburg has 4 games in 3 days coming up next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They'll play a doubleheader on Tuesday. So it'll be interesting to see. Well, they'll want to have Jake back, and they should get him back in there at some point. As a swing and a miss on the 3-2 pitch, Jake comes through with the strikeout and finishes it off here in the top of the 4th. But the Guardians able to bring in a couple of runs.
We go to the bottom of the 4th.
He had 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors for Roseburg and nobody left on base. It is 5-4, our score going to the bottom of the 4th inning. We're midway through here in this season opener for the Roseburg Indians on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Number 2, Fletcher Coleman.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Roseburg leading 5-4 over the Wells Guardians as we start out the 2025 campaign. Fletcher Coleman leads things off. Takes low and inside for ball 1 as we start things here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Coleman, a sac fly, his first time up. He faces Teague Zimmer for the second time, I believe. Yep, that is correct. Takes a pitch in the dirt, a 2-0 count. Zimmer out there. I've got him listed at 6'5". That would make it 4 players. Am I looking at this? 4 players at 6'5" or taller on this roster for Wells. Swing and a miss for strike 1 to Fletcher Coleman. We've got Zimmer at 6'5", Diggy Griffin, who is the left fielder, at 6'5". 2-1 pitch, low. I guess that guy, either he's not here with the team today or he's not on the roster anymore. I'm not sure, but he was at 6'7". So I guess only 3 guys at 6'5" or taller. There's a ball right side, diving. The second baseman can't come up with the play. Micah Burrell able to slide in the outfield turf and get to the ball, but he couldn't get it out of his gloves as he tried to get up to his knees and make the short throw to first. Can't do it. Fletcher Coleman will get on with a base hit into shallow right field. Nice play made there by Burrell at second base, sliding to get there. And just the fact that he was able to even get to that ball is a good job. Did what he could to try and get up and make a play. Couldn't quite get it out of the glove as he was trying to get to his knees. An equipment issue here for the catcher, Cody Roletto. Out of the dugout is Coach Jeremy Shetler out there helping out. They get things fixed. Up to bat, top of the order here, Paxton Burke. He's 0 for 1, a walk and a run scored, but then also struck out in the second. He'll bat with Fletcher Coleman up. Do they look for the leadoff man to try and lay down a bunt, see if they can move Coleman around and play some small ball? Burke, switch hitter, batting left-handed. He does square to bunt. He will get out of the way as that pitch comes inside. A bouncy approach in the box for Paxton Burke. Tapping the front foot, waggling the bat. And now time called. Coach Shetler out there to talk with his pitcher, Teague Zimmer. Second pitcher used on the day for the Guardians after using 4 arms yesterday. And going to get a pat on the shoulder. Teague Zimmer is going to come out of the game. We're going to get a pitching change here. It's going to be one of the infielders that will take over on the mound, and Walter Robinson will take over in the infield defensively. So we will get a pitching change here, and it'll come with with nobody out, a 1-0 count for Paxton Burke, and at first base is Fletcher Coleman. We'll get you all the details on the pitching change here. I think double check here and make sure Dale is back in the studio. Dale, are you back? You can whisper in my ear here and let me know if you are. Okay, let's go ahead and get in a quick 60-second timeout, and we will come back with the pitching change details on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Cam Hammer. Shortstop now for Ida B. Wells is going to be.
So we'll get you caught up on all the changes here. A 1-0 count for Paxton Burke will face Cam Hammer, the new man on the mound. Hammer, the right-hander, a senior, listed at 5'10". He'll pick off over to first base, checking on Fletcher Coleman. So Hammer goes to the mound, and then coming in to play defensively at shortstop for him is Walter Robinson, who was the pitcher, then the DH, and now he's the shortstop. First pitch for Cam Hammer on a 1-0 count. He fires in a strike to Paxton Burke. There's nobody out. A man at first here in the bottom of the fourth. A one-run ball game. Outside, Burke takes 2-1 count. Teague Zimmer. We'll get you all the details on him. Burke fouls that one down the left field side for strike 2. So let's see here. Oh. 2-2 pitch coming up for Burke. Hammer delivers. Strike 3 called, and Burke will have another strikeout. Watches that one go by. His second strikeout in the game. First strikeout for Cam Hammer and his first batter faced. One away, Caden Austin with a man at first. Takes low for ball 1. All right. I guess we don't have the book completely done on Teague Zimmer just yet. There's a ground ball fouled. Goes by Coach Robbins Coach Troy Thompson down the third base's coach's box. Fletcher Coleman, a leadoff single here in the fourth inning. He's on at first with one away. Caden Austin, a walk his last time up. Came around eventually to score on a throwing error. Rains continue to kind of drizzle their way down here at Champion Car Wash Field. A little wet out there. 2 innings worked for Teague Zimmer. The book not completely closed. If Fletcher Coleman were to come around to score, it would go to Zimmer's total. Ground ball up the middle. Goes to second base. Step on the bag. Throw to first. Won't be in time. A little awkward out there at second base for Walter Robinson and Micah Burrell. The two middle infielders converging at second base together. And it was almost a question of who was going to take the ball and try to make the play at second and then throw to first. It ended up being Robinson who stepped on the bag to retire Fletcher Coleman. 2 down. Caden Austin on with a fielder's choice as Dane St. Clair flies out to right field, and that'll wrap things up in the fourth.
That'll do it for the bottom of the fourth inning.
So the Roseburg Indians got a leadoff man on, but a pitching change stymies them. And Roseburg continues to lead by 1, but they cannot add to their lead after getting the leadoff man on base. So coming in, Cam Hammer shuts the door. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We'll go to the top of the 5th inning, a 1-run ball game here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Do I have enough money put away to retire?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor.
They reflect a style as unique as you are. They make first impressions. They provide space, add lasting beauty, and security. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Fifth inning, Jake Johnson continues to throw for Roseburg in game 1 of the season. Yeah, somebody does have a baby goat. Why am I not surprised?
Number 13, Micah Burrell.
I was wondering. I thought maybe it was just a little baby or something, but no, that's a baby goat here at the Roseburg High School game. That didn't work out well for the Cubs, I'll tell you that much, so maybe we want to rethink this. Pitch low and outside, a 1-0 count. I've been doing this for 13 years. That's a first. Goat in the stands. Tucked into that young lady's jacket, by the way. 1-0 pitch from Johnson, fouled away. FFA. Oh, a lamb? Okay, so I only saw the face. Sounds like a goat. I don't know. I don't know if goats and lambs sound all that different. I did not do 4-H or FFA, all that kind of stuff. Strike taken, a 1-2 count. We've been derailed by the goat. No, Tom Brady is not in the stands. A 1-2 count. Micah Burrell is leading things off. He's 2 for 2 today. A single and a double against Johnson. The 1-2 pitch, ooh, just misses. Two balls, 2 strikes. Today's broadcast of Roseburg Sports here on the Score is brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union. Belong to Douglas County. Johnson's 2-2. Breaking ball, got him to swing and miss. First time he's able to get Micah Burrell here today. 4th strikeout in the game for Jake Johnson.
Number 2, Ken M.
That'll bring up Cam Hammer, who is 1 for 2 in the game with a single and a run scored in the first. Still continue to get a steady drizzle going on here. Pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Appreciate everybody tuning in and joining us for the live video stream of today's broadcast on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. Line drive shot, gets into left field, base hit for Cam Hammer. Hammer gets on with the 1-0 pitch, taken to left field, his second hit in the game. And right now, Wells is out hitting Roseburg. That's their 7th hit in the ball game. With 1 out, a man at first. Cody Roletto will bat. He is 1 for 1, a single and a sac fly. Does have the RBI. Roletto, the catcher, stands in with a man at first and 1 away. If you're watching with us on our YouTube channel, we encourage you to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to 1490 The Score on YouTube, and you can get notifications when we go live with another sporting event for Roseburg High School. Runner going behind the plate. Luke Robbins couldn't field it cleanly on a pitch that short hopped in and out of his glove. And into second base safely is Cam Hammer. Hammer represents the game-tying run in the ball game. A 5-4 score right now in favor of Roseburg in the season opener for the Indians. 1-0 delivery. Johnson misses a bit high, 2-0 count. The game originally scheduled to be played at Ida B. Wells, but again made the adjustment to send it here to Roseburg where they can play on the turf field. 2-1 pitch, opposite field, well hit out there. Running is Coleman. That's over his head. We're going to have a tie ball game as scoring from second will be Hammer. Heading for third, racing in is Roletto. And this is a tie game, 5-5 on the second triple of the game for the Guardians. An RBI triple to right field. Second RBI of the game for Cody Roletto. He drives in Cam Hammer. And we're squared up at 5 apiece. Ramsey Prentice will bat with 1 out and a runner on at third. We'll get a new man running at third base. I believe that was a 7 on the back of his jersey. So running at first or at third base is Andrew Smith, a sophomore.
Andrew Smith.
So the courtesy runner comes in for the catcher. The go-ahead runner now in third base with only 1 out. Ground ball up the middle. It goes to the shortstop, Burke. He looks the runner back at third and fires across. That'll get Prentice 2 down. Nice job defensively for the shortstop, Paxton Burke. Able to stop a run from coming in to score. And there's 2 down. It'll be Gray Wilson, the third baseman. Had an RBI single in the first. Bats with 2 outs and a man at third. The go-ahead runner. He drove in the go-ahead run in the first. Has a chance to do it again here in the 5th. Swings through a breaking ball for strike 1. Two away. The 0-1 count. Ground ball foul. Goes to 0-2 here against Wilson. I will say this Guardians team, they do a nice job of putting the bat on the ball. And high school baseball, a lot of times that's really all you need to do. Just put the ball in play, see if something can happen. They've been doing a good job of it here today, putting the ball out there. They've got quite a few hits now. We'll total it up. Ground ball goes right side. Bounder out to Caden Austin. Gets it to Wirtz, and that will retire the side. Top of the 5th inning. One run comes in for Wells. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base for the Guardians. They tie it up. They've now got 8 hits in this ball game as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Take a 1-minute timeout. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Headed to the bottom of the 5th inning here against the Wells Guardians, the Roseburg Indians, in a tie ball game, 5-5. 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error
Number 14,
in the game for
Cal
Wells.
Robbins.
Roseburg, 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors in the ball game so far. Cal Robbins will lead things off for Roseburg in the bottom of the 5th. Cal is 0 for 1 in the game, a walk and a fly out to center. He takes high and inside, ball 1. Today's ball game here on the Score brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse and by Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs. 1-0 delivery. Robbins sends one high in the air out towards left center. That's going to be way out there. That ball all the way to the warning track, hits off the wall as Cal will be in with a stand-up double, leading things off here in the 5th. Cal Robbins, his first hit in a Roseburg uniform. Sends that one out towards left center.
Johnson.
And sends Jackson Poole and Diggy Griffin out there running after it. Extra bases. Puts a man into scoring position to start things here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Jake Johnson. Jake fouls off the first pitch. Jake in the ball game is 1 for 1. He's got 2 RBI. Last time up, it was an RBI base hit. Hits one left side here, and it gets into left field. Up the third base will go Cal Robbins. So Jake will get on. Was that a hit or an error?
Now batting, the catcher, number 18,
Error.
Luke Robbins.
So that'll be first or second error in the game for Wells. Now runners on the corners with nobody out, and Luke Robbins batting. Off the end of his bat out in front against Cam Hammer here, Hammer came in and got 3 outs in the 4th inning, so this will be officially his 2nd inning of work here. Back in safely. At first base. I believe Nick Ruiz running out there for Jake Johnson. The 0-1 pitch. Luke takes in the dirt. 1-1 count. Yeah, Ruiz, he's run every other time for Jake when he's gotten on. Jake's been on all 3 times. The 1-1 for Robbins. High. Takes for a 2-1 count. 2 balls and a strike. Go-ahead runner at third with nobody out here in the 5th inning. Pitch low and outside, and Robbins well ahead with a 3-1 count, looking for something he can drive here and see if he can give Roseburg the lead back. He will pop this one up. It'll be foul, giving chase all the way. That hit one of the lights, or just knock a bunch of water down. I don't know. It looked like something came raining down. If that was glass out of one of the light bulbs up there, that's dangerous. Kind of looks like Wells is looking around just by their dugout there as if something did come crashing down. I don't know what else it would have been. Wasn't just water, I don't think. Now Robbins up the middle, base hit into center field. That'll score Cal. Luke gets on at first. Up to second goes Ruiz. Running for Jake Johnson, and Roseburg's back in front. So Luke Robbins comes through with an RBI single up the middle. Second hit in the game for Luke. And Roseburg is in front 6-5. Danner Wirtz will have a brief meeting, a conference with Coach Tim Sester down the first base side. Bats with nobody out. A runner at second, runner at first. Amos Bowers will get a chance to run for a third time as Luke Robbins, the catcher, gets on 3 times as well. Wirtz so far 0 for 2, struck out looking his last time. He is facing Cam Hammer for the first time. Hammer kicks and fires. That ball fouled off. Oh, 1 count. Bottom of the 5th in this scheduled 7-inning contest. Squaring to bunt. The 0-1 is high. The 1-1 delivery for Hammer, showing a bunt here. Wirtz, that pulls in the infield, out at second base, caught off the bag. And out there, Nick Ruiz didn't see the pickoff throw coming in time. So there's one away, and that'll cut down the lead runner for Roseburg. They do get the lead with 1 here in the 5th so far. 1 out, runner at first. Wirtz will take outside. Breaking ball carrying just off the edge. Couldn't get him to swing after it. 2-1 delivery for Hammer. Misses low and inside to Wirtz. Danner trying to get on for the first time today. Today's game brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company. Ground ball left side, base hit. Danner Wirtz with his first of the year. And into second base goes Bowers. Danner Wirtz on with his first hit at the varsity level as a freshman. Not too shabby for him there. Takes a 3-1 pitch, puts it into left field. 1 out and runners at first and second for A.J. Black, who is 1 for 2 today. Had a triple back in the second. And scored a run for Roseburg. Hammer's first pitch, high and away. There is some activity in the bullpen for Roseburg. It is Cal Robbins out there throwing. Offer, throw down to first base. Out at first is Wirtz. And they were trying to run a sack bunt play. And once again, second time in this game that Roseburg's had a runner picked off. Second time in this inning they've had a runner picked off. I believe it's a 1-1 count here for A.J. Black. Hammer gets a strike across. Yeah, 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes against A.J. Black, the 8-hitter. Cam Hammer has given up 1 run, but it could have been a lot worse so far in this inning. First 4 batters all get on base, but a couple of pickoffs have helped out. Swing and a miss on the 1-2, and A.J. Black goes down for the final out of the 5th. Strikeout to finish things there. Second strikeout for Cam Hammer. And Roseburg does take the lead, but they miss out on an opportunity to maybe get a little bit more. 1 run on 3 hits. There was 1 error, and you had 1 runner left on base. We go to the 6th inning. It's 6-5, Roseburg in front of Wells here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit the Quality Fence showroom in Roseburg and get great fencing ideas at QualityFenceCo.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Top of the 6th inning, a tight one here between Roseburg and Ida B. Wells.
Entering the game in left field is Nick Ruiz, in and out.
We've got some defensive changes as we go to the 6th inning. A new man on the mound is going to be Dane St. Clair, who will take over. A pitching change here. Dane, the lefty, will face off against Diggy Griffin, a lefty. Swings through on the first pitch for strike 1. Griffin is 1 for 2 today with an RBI triple back in the 4th. 0-1 pitch fouled off. Dane St. Clair moves in from center field to take over for Jake Johnson, who goes 5 innings. Johnson moves to first base from the mound. Tanner Wirtz comes out of the game, it looks like. His ball on the hands fouled off. Taking over in center field, A.J. Black. And in left field is Nick Ruiz, who enters the game defensively and will take over the spot for Tanner Wirtz. Lifting the 0-2 pitch in the air to center field, A.J. Black calls for it and waits for it. Comes down in his glove, 1 away. So Diggy Griffin will fly out for the first out here in the 6th.
Number 44.
That'll bring up Jack Burnham. 1 away. Nobody on base. Burnham is 0 for 2 in this one. And he will take ball 1. Burnham last time up, grounded out to second base, drove in a run in the process. Takes a strike to even up the count. One, ground ball towards short. Nice easy roller for Paxton Burke. Whips it across the diamond to Jake Johnson at first. 2 down. With 2 away, it'll bring up now the shortstop, Walter Robinson. Nope, we get a pinch hitter here. Going to get a new man batting. This looked like it was Andrew Smith. That'll bat here to lead things off. While we get this change, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on The Score.
Now pinch hitting, number 7, Andrew Smith.
So Andrew Smith will bat in spot of Walter Robinson. He swings away and fouls off the pitch for strike 1 against Dane St. Clair. The lefty sends it in. St. Clair's pitch misses outside. I think he mixed up Luke Robbins behind the plate. I think Luke was expecting something inside and maybe low, and that pitch high and away, and Luke unable to get in front of that pitch. Nobody on base, no harm done. 1-1. That ball pitched, hit up in the air. Out towards second base. Caden Austin makes the grab, and that'll retire the side. Smith goes down in his pinch hit appearance. A 1-2-3 inning against Dane St. Clair. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. It remains 6-5. Roseburg in front as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Take another 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 2.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Roseburg looking to add some insurance, leading 6-5. Fletcher Coleman leads things off as we start things in the bottom of the 6th. Today's game brought to you by Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and our local youth sports. Foul ball for Coleman. Fletcher Coleman, sac fly, RBI in the 2nd, and a base hit in the 4th, so he's having a decent day in the 9 spot. The 0-1 pitch by Cam Hammer. Lifted left side. It's going to carry enough out to the left fielder, Diggy Griffin out there. Makes that catch, 1 away. Top of the order coming back up for Roseburg. Paxton Burke will get his 4th at-bat of the day, or 4th plate appearance. Technically 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. We'll face Hammer for a 2nd time. Pitch inside, ball 1. Probably got a defensive change in here somewhere. Ground ball goes right side, running in front of it. The second baseman had to hurry up and get that 1-2 first as Paxton Burke down the line quickly, though he is thrown out, 2 away.
Now
that'll bring up Caden Austin.
Number 1, Caden Austin.
Micah Burrell there at second, making that play. Back at shortstop is Robinson. So he re-entered the game as Caden Austin fouls off the first pitch. So a pinch hit appearance there for Andrew Smith. And then re-entering the game, Walter Robinson goes back in defensively at shortstop. Caden Austin 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Takes on the outside corner for a called strike. He's down 0-2 in the at-bat. Our local high school sports coverage also brought to you by Quality Fence. They are proud sponsors here of our high school sports coverage. Pop-up right side goes to the first baseman, and Jack Burnham underneath it for the out.
1, 2, 3. We go to the
and Roseburg will go down in order quickly here in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the 7th inning. Roseburg needs 3 outs to secure a win in the season opener. We'll come back. It is a 6-5 score. Roseburg in front on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Number 4, Jackson Poole.
Top of the 7th inning, top of the order. Facing off against Dane St. Clair. The lefty slings in a first pitch. Strike 1. Against the top of the order, Jackson Poole. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Poole is 0 for 3 in the game with a couple of strikeouts. Those all against Jake Johnson, who led off the game for Roseburg on the mound. Pitches 5 innings, gives up 5 runs on 8 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Pretty decent day. Gave up a few more hits and obviously more runs than he would have liked, but solid day all around to get things started. Pitch fouled away, strike 2. And it sounds like somebody's car might have paid the price on that one. So, groan from the crowd gives you the indication on that one. A 1-2 count. St. Clair had a 1-2-3 6th in his first inning of relief. He misses outside. And Jackson Poole has a 2-2 count. Our coverage of high school sports also sponsored by Southern Septic Service. Appreciate them. There's a ball fouled away again. Stays a 2-2 count. Southern Septic Service, from residential to commercial. Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. Southern Septic Service, woman and veteran owned, and a proud supporter of local sports. In the dirt, a full count now. Three-two count from St. Clair. Strike 3 called. Got the call at the top of the zone. And Jackson Poole was thinking ball 4. Instead, he's got a slow walk back to the dugout, his 3rd strikeout in the game.
Number 13, Micah.
For St. Clair, his first strikeout. And against his 4th batter. Micah Burrell will swing through on the first pitch, an 0-1 count. Burrell is 2 for 3. Struck out his last time up, first time facing Dane St. Clair, who came on in relief. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball for an 0-2 count. Cam Hammer waits on deck. 2 outs left to work with for the Guardians. St. Clair's 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 again. Another breaking ball at the top of the zone. 2 away. Back-to-back strikeouts looking for Dane St. Clair, and it brings up Cam Hammer, who is 2 for 3 in the game with a pair of singles and 2 runs scored. Stick around. We'll have a quick post-game show to wrap things up for you here once this one goes final. Roseburg needs 1 more out to secure a 1-run victory as the ball fouled off by Hammer. 0-1 in the count. with nobody on base. 0-1 delivery. St. Clair out of his windup. The lefty misses inside to the right-handed batter. And we want to say thanks to the Roseburg Country Club for being a sponsor of local sports here on The Score. Check them out, Roseburg Country Club, for membership today. 1-1 pitch, off speed, in for a called strike. Dane St. Clair needs one more here to finish off a victory in the season opener for Roseburg. The 1-2 pitch, high and away. Cam Hammer looking to try and find a way on, see if he can keep this game going. The 2-2 from St. Clair, popped him up, playable in foul territory for Jake Johnson, and there we go. Roseburg gets the win. Game 1 of the season is final. Roseburg gets a 6-5 victory on top of Wells. Roseburg will go to 1-0 on the season, and Wells will fall to 0-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base in the top of the 7th. We'll take a quick break, come back with your post-game show. Don't go anywhere, folks. More from Champion Car Wash Field here in Roseburg when we return on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Do I have enough money put away to retire?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Game 1 of our season in the books. The Roseburg Indians go to 1-0 on the year as they get the win. 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, 4 men left on base for Ida B. Wells. Roseburg 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 5 men left on, and they get the victory. Jake Johnson will get the win. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs on 8 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He was the pitcher of record when Roseburg retook the lead with a run in the bottom of the 5th inning, so he will get the victory. Dane St. Clair comes in and will pick up a save as he pitches the final 2 innings, does not allow a run or a hit, no walks, 2 strikeouts as he gets his first save of the season. Taking the loss is going to be Cam Hammer, who gives up the go-ahead run in the 5th inning. He pitched 3 innings, gave up 1 run on 3 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Walter Robinson started the game. Teague Zimmer pitched 2 innings in relief in the middle. It was 1-0 after Ida B. Wells scored in the top of the 1st on an RBI single by Gray Wilson, but Roseburg scored twice in the bottom of the 1st inning as it was an RBI walk for Jake Johnson and then an RBI fielder's choice for Luke Robbins, giving Roseburg the lead. They would add to it with a run in the second on a sac fly by Fletcher Coleman. A run back for Wells. They would score on a sac fly in the third by Cody Roletto. Roseburg added 2 more in the bottom of the third inning. It was an error on a pickoff throw to second that gets away, scores 1. Then Jake Johnson plates another with an RBI single. In the fifth inning, Wells would score a run, and that would, actually in the fourth inning, Wells would score twice. RBI triple for Diggy Griffin, and then an RBI ground out for Jack Burnham. That would tie up the game, or no, in the fifth they would tie up the game on an RBI triple by Cody Roletto. And then in the bottom of the fifth inning, Roseburg retakes the lead with a run on a single by Luke Robbins. And that would give them the 6-5 victory. Taking a look at some offensive numbers here real quick. 2 hits in the game for Micah Burrell, a double and a single. Cam Hammer had a pair of singles in this one. Cody Roletto had two hits. He drives in 2. He goes 2 for 2 with a single and a triple, plus had a sac fly, 2 RBI. Let's see here. RBI single for Gray Wilson. RBI triple for Diggy Griffin. An RBI on a ground out for Jack Burnham. And that is your offensive numbers for Wells. On the other side for Roseburg, let's see here. Top of the order goes without a hit in the first 3 spots, but they had a combined 4 walks and 4 runs scored for Roseburg, so they were productive despite not getting a hit. Cal Robbins goes 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Also had a walk. Jake Johnson goes 1 for 2 in the game as he drives in 2, a walk and a single. Also reached on an error. Luke Robbins goes 2 for 3 in the game with a pair of singles, 2 RBI. Got on base all 3 times. Danner Wirtz goes 1 for 3 with a single in the fifth. A.J. Black was 1 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. And Fletcher Coleman goes 1 for 2 with a single and a sac fly, driving in a run. That is how this one plays out. Roseburg gets the win, 6-5 to go to 1-0 on the year. Coming up next for the Wells Guardians, they will be taking on Aloha at 11 a.m. on Monday in the Mountainside Tournament being played at Mountainside High School. They'll also face North Medford and Century during that tournament. As for Roseburg up next, they're going to be hosting teams here at Champion Car Wash Field for a little bit of spring break action. First up is Clackamas on Monday at noon, and we'll have coverage of that one for you coming up here on The Score. Don't forget, coming up here in just a little while, we've got Oregon State baseball. The Beavers are taking on Cal Poly, game 1 of a 3-game series. Pre-game coverage will start at 5:30. First pitch at 6 o'clock tonight coming up on The Score. So tune in for the Beavers here on The Score coming up in a little more than an hour from now here on your home for sports, The Score. Also tonight, Oregon men's basketball taking on Liberty. 6:40 pregame on News Radio 93.9 FM and 1240 KQEN. All right, that does it. Game 1's in the books. We'll have Game 2 coming up on Monday next week, starting with pregame at 11:45 here on The Score, and we hope you'll join us for that. I want to say thanks to Dale Cranford back in the studio for the radio production today. Thanks to Knight Jarecki for help with things here at the field today as well, getting ready for today's broadcast. I want to say thanks to Athletic Director Adam Blue, Head Coach Troy Thompson, the entire Roseburg Baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg Baseball here on The Score. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast. Because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. We'll catch up with you on Monday when Roseburg welcomes in Clackamas for their first of 4 spring break games coming up next week. We'll hope to have some nicer weather and more good results for you. We'll do that one with pregame starting at 11:45 on Monday morning right here on 541radio.com, where you can watch Roseburg High baseball throughout this spring season, or you can catch us, as always, right here on Douglas County's Home for Sports.